Today I'm going to show you why 1 divided by 0 is undefined. So first of all, I'm going to talk about multiplication and division. So multiplying. So when we multiply, what we're really doing, we're doing repeated addition. So the interpretation of multiplying is basically it's repeated addition. How? So if we have, let's say, 3 times 4, what this means, it means 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 4 times, which gives me 12. Or also it could be 4 plus 4 plus 4 3 times, and that still give me 12. So that's how we derive multiplication. How about when we divide? So I'm going to say divide also is repeated subtraction. Well, repeated addition, it makes sense, but how is it repeated subtraction though? So how about if we look at 20 divided by 5? What do I mean by repeated subtraction? So what you do, you take the 20, take away 5, take away another 5, take away another 5, take away another 5, till you get to 0. So how many 5s did you take away before you get to 0? You took away 4 5s. So therefore, 20 divided by 5 is 4. And so you have to minus 5 4 times to be able to get to 0. And that's what I mean by division is repeated subtraction. Now, how about 1 divided by 0? So let's say if we take 1 minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, minus 0, indefinitely, what do we get? Where do we get to? Do we get to a positive infinity? We don't know. So let's find out. And always to find out, I think the best way is to work with numbers. So let's take the 1, since it's 1 divided by 0. Let's see, when we divide 1 by 1, what do we get? We get 1. How about if we divide 1 by 0.1? What do we get? 10. The 10th decimal. So when you divide 1 by 0.1, you get 10. And the 100th decimal, 0.01. If you divide 1 by 0.01, you're going to get 100. And if we divide 1 by 0.001, we're going to get 1,000. How about 1 divided by 0.0001? We're going to get 10,000. So as you notice, as we go in, the number that you divide with, the closer it gets to 0, the more that the number increases. So when we get very close to 0, this number is going to infinity, because if you divide by 1.000000001, you're going to get the numbers in the billions and the trillions and all of that. And so eventually we're going to get to infinity. So let's assume that 1 divided by 0 is infinity. How about, you remember how we said we proved to you that 1 equals 2 before? So we did 1 equals 2 before, and we proved it. And we asked you, where does the proof fail? And so let's take, here we go, let's take the 2 and do the same thing. So if we take 2 divided by 1, we're going to get 2. 2 divided by 0.1, we're going to get 20. And 2 divided by 0.01, we're going to get 200. and 2 divided by 0.001, we're going to get to 2000. So you know where this is going? As we get closer to 0, this is also going to infinity. So can we say also 2 over 0 equals infinity? Yes, based on this, we could say 2 over 0 equals infinity. So now can we say 1 equals 2 based on that? Because if 1 over 0 equals infinity and 2 over 0 equals infinity, then we could maybe conclude that 1 equals 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something else. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take this out right here. So again, we said 1 divided by 0, or we've been told, and mathematicians and teachers always tell students that 1 divided by 0 is undefined. They never told you it equals infinity. Why is that? So you see on the number line, there's the 0 here. And what we were trying to do, if there's 1 right here, you know, and we're dividing 1 by 0, so we started dividing by 1 first, and then we start approaching 0 from here. And the closer we get to 0, the bigger the number gets. And so when we get very close to 0, the number is going to get really huge, and then we go into positive infinity. Now let's try something else. How about if we approach from the left side, from -1? So if we go 1 divided by -1, we're going to get -1. How about 1 divided by -0.1? This will give you -10. How about 1 divided by -0.0001? I'm going to go this really fast. You know what this is going. So 1 divided by -0.0001 is going to give me -10,000. So you know when we get to -0.001, that means we're getting very close to 0 from the left side. And so as we keep on going and we're getting close to 0, what's going to happen? We're going to approach negative infinity. Now what's going on? From the right side, we're getting close to infinity, and from the left side, we're getting to negative infinity. So it doesn't make sense. We're getting 2 different answers. So, I mean, just look at it. Let's say look at it as if, you know, when we graph and we're approaching 0 from the right side, we're shooting up to infinity. But when you're approaching 0 from the left side, we're going down to negative infinity. So these 2 answers are going to do 2 different places. And therefore, that's why the answer is undefined, because it's not infinity and it's not negative infinity. If you're not going to the same place, so if this was going this way as well, then we could conclude, yes, the answer is infinity. But because when we approach 0 from the negative side, we go into negative infinity. Since these 2, they don't meet, approaching from the right side and from the left side, then the answer will be undefined. Fascinating, isn't it? And because the answer is undefined, and the same thing if we divide 2 by if we do the same thing to 2 divided by -1 and divided by 2 divided by -0.1 and 2 divided by -0.001, also this is gonna get negative 20,000 here, and we're gonna as we get closer to 0 from the left side, we're also getting close to negative infinity, and therefore that's why 1 and 2 you cannot say they're equal, because when you divide by 0, you don't get the same answer approaching from the left side and the right side. And this is it. Thanks again. Bye bye.